C-shape or C-body, C-style drills, in my opinion, are the best, especially when you consider the couple of options out there that come with the interchangeable chucks. This right here is the Milwaukee M12 Fuel. It's the 3/8" installation drill driver. It came with this battery as well as the thinner battery that shoves up in the handle there. It's the 2 amp hour. I'm a big fan of this style of drill. Now, while I have the Milwaukee here, I'm here to endorse this style of drill, not just this particular specific one I have on my desk here. Here's why. If you only had, say, $200 or $250 to spend on a power tool, you know, you're an amateur homeowner like me, and you need something that's going to drill, you need something that's going to drive fasteners in, this tool's perfect. Ordinarily, you'd have somebody, they'd go to, you know, Home Depot or Lowe's, and they'd get themselves a drill, and that's intended purpose, obviously, is to drill holes. And like so many people for years, they would use that also for driving in fasteners and screws. This thing replaces that. This is really the only tool you potentially need as an amateur homeowner, because you can use it as a driver for fastening, pop that chuck off, put the drill chuck on, and you could use it for drilling holes in it. This is an actual legitimate drill. I keep this one when I'm using it, you know, in the scenarios I find myself where I'm just reaching for this one tool. Ordinarily, or a lot of the times, I guess I should say, it's a two-tool job. You know, I'm going with the drill, I'm drilling, and then I'm swapping out and I'm driving. I'm doing the fastener driving. So, but that requires either I have multiple of these on the belt line together, or one's on the belt, one's running. I'm switching out between them. There's nothing wrong with that, but there are scenarios where having just one tool to switch between works great, and all you have to do is swap off the chuck. I really like that scenario. So I've got a little demonstration here just to show how I've got this thing, you know, how I utilize this. It really is like this. I've got a 3/8" bit in here. I guess the last thing I was doing was drilling holes with 3/8" bit. So what I'll do is I'll equip this to the drill chuck for this tool when I'm going to do a job, and then swap it out. So here we go. All right, I've got my 2 pieces of wood here. I need them at a 90. Crap. Let's go with this. I need these bad boys at a 90. And so what I'm going to do is I've got the drill chuck on. I'm going to drill a hole. Whoops. There we go. Drill that hole. Then drill this one. Right? Of course, I got a little bit of walk there. This is demonstration purposes only. This is not meant to be absolutely exact. Then you just throw on your screw chuck. Grab your screws, get your things lined up where it's supposed to be. Again, demonstration purposes, you'd obviously do much more exact when you actually need this. And you just drive that screw in. Look at that. It's perfect. And I'm using just the one tool to do this. So whether it's, let me tighten that one a little bit. Whether it's specifically the Milwaukee M12 Fuel, the Festool CXS line or CX line, they got the CX S12 or the CX12, and they got the CX18. This tool, I love it. I grab one tool, I grab 2 chucks, and I go to work. Now, this one has another trick up its sleeve, which I really like. You've got the 90 chuck, you know, for when you're doing anything at a 90 or at an angle. If you need to do any drilling at an angle. I don't know the exact scenarios you'd need to do this, but I'm sure it exists. You know, you throw your drill bit on there. Oh, come on now, girl. Throw your drill bit on there, and you're drilling at your 90 degree. So that's going to be something useful. I haven't found a use for it particularly, but I mean, I grew up, my dad had a right angle drill. It was a big, huge DeWalt. and we use that for all sorts of things. So yeah, you can absolutely use this for something. I don't particularly have a need for that just yet. This thing actually comes in handy way more than you would think. This recenters, let me get it lined up here. This recenters that, or excuse me, this moves your bit from being centered on the drill right here. Excuse me. Right, is my fat fingers in the way? Right there, that's where your bit is. It throws it up in there. And you're like, well, what do I need that for? You know, what am I doing? I don't know. Maybe, I'll take my little demonstration piece here. Maybe you've got a little angle you got to be drilling on up here. Let me grab another fastener here. For whatever reason, your particular scenario needs you to drill it right up there. Okay, and this scenario exists in reality. You don't run up against it much, but it absolutely does exist. I don't know, maybe it's cabinetry, I don't know. I'm not a carpenter, so I couldn't say for sure. But this is where the screw, the regular 1/4-inch chuck, would allow you to screw that screw. Right down here, maybe, yeah, right there. You'd be able to screw that in right there. And it's going in at an angle. Whoops. Okay, get a grip on it. But you take that sucker out, you put your right angle in. Or not your right angle, I'm sorry. You put this offset bit on that bad boy, and you can get up higher. Right up, nice and close. Oh, for love. Yeah, doing this unnaturally in an unnatural position where I really, my body, or excuse me, oh, I've got it in reverse this whole time. All right, I'm dorking around. I'm making all kinds of excuses. It's the wrong excuse. All right, I've got it going right now. This is as close as you can get it. You back that sucker out. Look at the difference. And there's a lot of screw holes here. These are the ones I just drew. This is the screw hole you'll get with the standard chuck, 1/4-inch, and that's how tight you can screw it with your offset chuck. So I like this tool. Obviously, mine's the Milwaukee. Got it at a discount. I paid $100 for this. I think ordinarily it's like $250. But whether you get the Milwaukee, which is probably the cheapest, or you get the higher end Festool, or maybe, I think Bosch is the other company that makes it. Whether you get one of those tools, I definitely recommend getting it, because this is a buy once, cry once. You can buy a drill, you can buy a driver, you can do that, and those are great tools to have. But then you're carrying more around with you, or you could just grab your one drill and your one chuck that's already preloaded with the drill bit you need for the work you're doing, and you get to work, and let me go ahead and load this bad boy up so I can have a catchphrase here. And you're drilling, and you're driving with one driver, with one power tool. So I'm a big fan of this style of tool, and big fan of doing demonstrations like this. Also, I got a new camera set up to the side here. This one here films in 4K. That one over there films in potato grain or whatever. I don't know. So it's going to be horrible. But I'm going to try to see if the side angle cut is useful, so that all of my shots aren't just like top down, my big beautiful wrist being in the way. Let me know what you think. One thing I feel the need to add is I referenced a lot about this being a preloaded drill bit. I was referring to me personally loading this, or putting this bit in the Jacobs chuck in anticipation of the specific job I was going to be doing. I did not mean that the actual Jacobs chuck, the actual drill, came with the bit in it already. I certainly didn't want to imply that there was only one type of drill head, drill bit that goes in. This is obviously, if it's a 3/8 inch hole, screw, unscrew, put a drill bit in it that you want. So when I was saying it's preloaded with the drill bit, I mean I could go do a specific task, a specific job, and in anticipation of the type of holes I'd be drilling, I would just load in. I would load in the drill bit size that I need. That's what I was referring to as preloaded drill bit. So just in case you're wondering, the drill does not come with a bit installed into it already, and certainly it's not permanent.